The Jesse Lingard saga took a bit of a twist yesterday. I thought I was done with it when I finished my video yesterday. It was a case, as far as I was concerned, West Ham decided not to offer Jesse a contract, so he's gone over to Saudi Arabia. Not for a contract, to prove himself. He's got to do another month's probation, another month's trial, to see if he can earn a contract at the Saudi club who probably have the least amount of money. We discussed it yesterday. They're called Al Ettifaq. It's Steven Gerrard's club. The reason it's sort of still relevant today is a lot of people seem to get very angry yesterday, claiming that Jesse Lingard had used West Ham. Now, don't get me wrong, I think Jesse Lingard has used West Ham on numerous occasions in the past. I think he used West Ham, first of all, to get back into the England squad. It worked. It worked for Jesse Lingard and it worked for West Ham because he scored lots of goals, helped get us into Europe. Brilliant. I don't think he used West Ham to try and get himself a new contract at Manchester United. We thought we were going to sign him. We didn't sign him. I thought he dangled the carrot. He kept us going along for a very long time. He used West Ham then. There's no doubt about it. Then I also think that he used us again. And then he went, I think, was it DC United? He went over to look at DC United as well. Basically, West Ham were the last club he was ever going to choose. I think he definitely used West Ham to get an inflated Nottingham Forest contract. That definitely happened. He went to Nottingham Forest and said, hey, look, if you don't take me, West Ham are going to take me. Has Jesse Lingard used West Ham? Yes, I would say on at least 3 occasions. I'm just arguing now. I don't think this is one of them. I think West Ham have used Jesse Lingard. When I say... it's actually been outrage. I noticed a genuine outrage yesterday when I was looking at it. Outrage that Jesse Lingard had his training expenses paid for, which I think came in the guise of him. Basically, he got travel paid to and from his accommodation and the training grounds. We now probably know why that was, because at the time he has basically a driving ban hanging over him. It turns out the driving ban is 18 months suspended, so he probably needed to be couriered from one to the other, and also we paid for his accommodation. So a lot of people, I think, are outraged, saying, hold on a second, he dangled the carrot that he was going to join us. That's just not how I saw it at all. And I'll tell you this now, because as we talk now on Sunday morning, on Wednesday, David Sullivan said, we've still not decided on whether we sign Jesse Lingard because the manager hasn't decided whether he wants him yet. He thinks we might have a deep enough squad. The manager thinks we might have a deep enough squad. And that was that. So we didn't sign him. So with that in mind, Jesse Lingard goes over to Saudi Arabia. And now what he's just done, which is a month's trial with West Ham, which didn't succeed, he starts again. He's got to do a whole other month's trial. This whole narrative that he's basically stolen a living from West Ham for the past month and now he's going to earn riches in Saudi. He got the bare minimum expenses at West Ham, and all he's on at the moment in Saudi is a training contract. He's on probation at the moment. And even if he does get the contract in Saudi, he's not going to be on the sort of contract that Neymar's on or something like that. I think it was the right thing for West Ham to do at the time for West Ham. Now, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have touched him with a barge pole. I wouldn't have gone near him, but we were struggling to get players in. At the time when Jesse Lingard came into West Ham and started training with us, we hadn't signed Mohamed Kudus yet. We didn't really know what was going on. I'm not even sure we'd signed Mavropanos. Not that that's got anything to do with a defender from a midfielder. Basically, we were hedging our bets. I think it was a case of if we can't sign the player that we want, then maybe we can give Jesse Lingard a contract. Jesse Lingard was there to safeguard in the event that we sold Lucas Paqueta to Man City and couldn't get a replacement in. So just in case he was a backup option. I think that's West Ham using Jesse Lingard, which I'm absolutely fine with. At the very point where actually we keep Paqueta, we managed to sign Mohamed Kudus. We didn't need Jesse Lingard anymore. What David Moyes has done, he's actually waited to have a little look, and the moment Kudus has scored 1 goal in Europe, I don't know if you know this, he actually had the first goal accredited to him. I don't know, there's some magic stuff going on there. I don't know, he's managed to pull that one off. But anyway, so David Moyes clearly looked at Kudus, but do you know what? That will do. My squad is done. We don't need you anymore, Jesse. Now Jesse's gone to Saudi Arabia. I think to have it sort of spun that this was Jesse Jesse getting another one over West Ham? I really don't think he did. I really don't think he did. He wanted that contract. Now you hear some stories coming out. Oh, actually, he wanted Saudi Arabia all along. I mean, it's pathetic. It's absolutely ridiculous. Honestly, it's like somebody getting dumped by their girlfriend and saying, around, well, I was gonna dump you anyway. You know, it's got that sort of ring about it, hasn't it, really? So I don't... Yeah, I'm not buying. I'm not buying all of that. Anyway, so there you go. That's it. Last word on it. Good riddance. He's ceased to become a footballer. He's just this news personality. He's this sports personality. He's a social media personality. He's someone you read about on the front pages of newspapers rather than the back page of newspapers. Done with it. Anyway, let's not worry about it anymore. George Earthy signed a contract. This is a kid. Absolutely brilliant. I mentioned him in yesterday's video. This is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful news. I think he's really good. Some of the kids in there, Kadua, Callum Marshall, some obviously Ollie Scarles. There's so many. Casey at the back. There's so many. Orford, some really good players, by the way, in that Premier League 2 team. Some really good players. But Earthy signed a 3-year deal. This is good. Really, really good news, particularly when Manchester City are plundering players from us. As for today, Liverpool game, I want David Moyes to go for it, in as much as David Moyes goes for it. You know, I really do. I think, I don't want to say Liverpool are there for the taking, but there's a really good chance for us to sort of strike out. I don't know. I guess the North London derby. Obviously, we don't know what's happened in that yet because it hasn't happened yet. But anything could happen, and that turns out to be a draw or something like that. One thing that can't happen is both those teams can't win in the North London derby. It's a real opportunity for West Ham to absolutely cement themselves in the top. Well, actually, cement. It's too early in the season to cement yourself in the top 4. Plaster yourself in the top 4 if you like. You know what I mean? Sort of, yeah. Just use some sort of weak blue tack yourself in the top 4, and I think we should. I think there's a nervousness about Liverpool at the moment. They're certainly not the Liverpool of old. And I think there's every reason why we should go there today. And I know it's away from home, and I know we've got a terribly shocking record at Anfield, but we do have the players to hurt them. Now, the most important thing today is that defence stands up. I mean metaphorically, not literally. The defence will have to stand up literally and do some running as well, and some jumping probably. But metaphorically, they have to stand up. They have to be counted. There's probably going to be 4 of them. And then all they have to do is basically try and repel the threat of what's going to be a really frightening Liverpool front line. But what's not so frightening about Liverpool is their defence, which means we can get at them. I don't expect Kudus to start, even though I do expect Bowen to start, judging by what I think he looks like he is fit. And why not? It's going to be absolutely right. But now David Moyes, his first substitution now may well be Kudus, and I think it may well be that if he looks at it, he might not be doing his usual thing of, as he's done the past 70 minutes and then bring him on. He might be itching to bring him on because he's that good a player. So good a player that he decided to let Jesse Lingard go. That's my version of events. I'm sticking to it, and we are done with Jesse Lingard.